Hey guys, it's October 31st and I'm back at it working on the van again. Today's project is going to be taking this cabinet here. When I originally installed it, I left me a gap behind the seat, and which forced me to have it a little bit further away from the wall. So today's project is going to be to remove the cabinet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up moving it 3.5 inches forward, and that'll allow me to move it 1.5 inches back. Now this is going to be a lot of work for just a couple of inches, but you know, every little inch counts in a tiny space like this. So let me give you a better view here and show you what I'm talking about. So I have this space right here. You know, I've left a little bit of room behind the seat, but I can tell you right now that, you know, my seat position really hasn't changed at all. So I'm comfortable with the fact of moving this cabinet up 3.5 inches. So we'll come up here, we'll move it up 3.5 inches here, and then in the back, it'll allow me to, if you can see it, it gives me 1.5 inch movement where I can move that a little bit further back. So I'm going to go ahead and move this cabinet out. I should have really did this before I installed, you know, this cabinet here. Would have gave me some more room, and that would have been the smarter thing to do, but impatient and anxious to kind of get moving on it. It's gonna probably cause me a little headache today, but all right, let's get at it. So this kind of shows you how I had this cabinet mounted. So I bolted that base to the floor of the van using the seat brackets, and then there's a recessed a cutout underneath this cabinet. So this fit on top, kind of like a keyway, fit right on there, and then I attached screws on the outside perimeter, and that held it in there pretty good. So so this, I just have to move this base plate back a little bit, and that should move the cabinet back where I need it. So let me get going on that. Well, about kind of as I expected, that project wasn't quick and simple. It turned into actually rebuilding the base part that's actually mounted to the van. I thought I was just going to be able to reposition some holes, slide it forward and back, and you know, and rebolt it back down, but that wasn't the case. I turned it into Swiss cheese, trying to get some new mounting holes in there, so I ended up just having to start from scratch. So now let me show you what I have. So you can see here where I closed the gap up in the back. That leaves me just enough room for, I don't know, get a 3/4 inch piece of plywood or something if I was to ever want to do that. But you know, I didn't want to put it right up to the seat. So that's the gap I left there. So I gained about 1.5 inches here in the front by moving this cabinet back, and then I gained, and then back here I gained a little bit of seat room there. So I moved it forward 3 inches and back 1.5 inches. Let me show you in the back here. That closed up that gap quite a bit. If I actually wanted to go back another inch, let me see if I can get the camera back here. All right, we'll see if that gives you the view here. So if I wanted to go back another, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so, I would have, because of the cup holders here, I would have to, you know, cut a hole out in this cabinet, and then I could slide this whole thing back another inch. You know, I'd have to do that at 2 spots, and I don't know if that's really necessary, so I didn't do it. But anyway, now the project is to finish, and this is kind of the holdup on the finishing the flooring here, is I didn't finish putting down the rubber flooring until I move that cabinet back. So I'm going to go ahead and get that knocked out now. So in the floor underneath these rubber mats are the recessed brackets where the chair's bolted into. So I just filled it in with some closed cell foam. Right, so when I put the rubber flooring under there, you don't really feel the dip in the holes as much. So doing that as I go. All right, we're getting down to the last couple of pieces here. So I've got the heat vents that come to the floor. I got those cut out. Just got those license plates to shim up that cabinet so I can get that rubber flooring under there just a smidgen. And so I got those last two mounts filled in with the foam there just to kind of level it out. And as I'm walking on this area right here, it's big time, a lot better, way better. So a couple more pieces to put in here, and that'll be about it. One thing I do have to do is this cabinet. I got to trim off the corner there, like quarter of an inch or so. Just shave that down a little bit so I can get that table to fold up and down. And then I'll go ahead and screw the cabinet back down to the base, and we should be good for today. So, all right, keep going. All right, that pretty much wraps up the project that I wanted to get done today. So I got the cabinet remounted, which gained me a couple more inches towards the back, and I was able to push it back towards the wall 1.5 inches, and went ahead and got the floor finished, getting the floor laid in there, got the vents cut out, and this table here, I had to go ahead and trim that up just a little bit. Just had to trim off just a little bit there. So, and I remounted my power strip. I did that last week or so because it was kind of a pain in the ass to get to. So those are my window coverings that used to go back here, but I don't think I'm going to have room for that anymore. So I'll have to find a place for those. These are the couple of baskets I bought to put our clothes in. Seem like they work pretty good for now. I don't know if I'm 100% on those yet, but we'll see. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching and following along on this short little episode of the van build. So we got some more projects coming, so it's slowly, it's a work in progress, but we're getting a little bit done at a time. We went up north over the weekend, did an overnighter in it. I got a little electric space heater where I'm able to plug in at my father-in-law's place. They did get some snow up there, so it was chilly, and that little electric heater did the job, kept us plenty warm. So wasn't necessary. It was a luxury, and it was there, so I went ahead and took it. So, but as far as the cabinet space and how everything's flowing and working, it's working pretty good. So the bed's comfortable, like I've said numerous times in the past, and I repositioned the power strip, so I was able to plug in the heater and a little fan to kind of circulate the air throughout the van. It worked good. So able to plug in my iPad and watch a little movie. One night I woke up pretty early, so I watched a movie called Into the Wild, which if you've seen it, it's a pretty good movie. I haven't read the book. It's probably even a better book. So, but anyway, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, get my mess cleaned up, get my tools put away, and we'll see you next time on a Big Transit Adventure. Peace.